Hello everyone.
Hi everyone.
Welcome to another episode. Based on last video, we actually touched on will the upcoming new launch prices actually impact resale properties, especially if you are owner today. Jay, you got anything to say?
I feel that from that previous video, we have spent the effort to research different resale condos, especially where the new launches are coming, because one main question is always, will the new launches push up the price of my resale property?
In fact, we are handling this question every day on the ground, and which is why we have come across so many case studies which we want to show you. And if today your property belongs to one of the case study here, you probably need to be very aware about it. So be sure to watch till the end of this video. And before we dive deep, there is a few key points that we will be covering today. First, of course, will the record land prices in the new launches segment affect the resale property price? Second, which are the condos that are most likely to be impacted? Because new launches will mean that they fall under the new ruling of harmonization. So apart from prices, there is also another thing called harmonization. And a lot of people are thinking like, new launches so small, right? If mine is so big, mine is definitely better. Is it really true? We are going to break down all the case studies and explore all of this together with you. And if you are one of the affected ones, are the upcoming supply going to impact you much further? So without further ado, we are just going to run through this. What does it actually mean by record land prices increasing and increasing? Jay, what do you think?
Today's topic, we are talking about the rest of Central region, those that are near the city fringe. We do have clients that are holding properties in this area. As Vivian mentioned just now, some of them can be holding units that are quite big, and then even their PSF can be not so high. We have also seen in the news that because of all these land prices that have been set, I would say a record land prices over in the RCR area. Like even from here, we can see Dorset Road being sold for 1,003 PSF PPR, or even the one in Dover Drive, setting a price of 1,005 per square foot per plot ratio.
Just for perspective, actually last year, Stirling Grand, Sky at Holland, they were being sold at an average of about 3,000 per square foot. And their land price was averaging about 1,300 plus per square foot. And this is in the Orchard River Valley area. And today, the city fringe prices, the lands have been sold at a much higher price as compared to the core central area. And if you are looking at 1,004, for Dover 1,005, Jay, what developers have to sell?
This one, I think easily average also 3,000, almost 3,001.
So that's why we have this, with the median average launches going to be hovering around to 3,100 per square foot. I mean, we have done quite a few transactions in the city fringe. The resale properties there, depending on era of between 2010 to 2015, how much of a per square foot are they averaging at?
I would say depending on the project, some of them could be between 1,006 to 1,008 based on that size range. But of course, bear in mind that at the time that they were built, right, these properties, they were also under another URA ruling. So back then, developers made use of this ruling to create many spaces that you can't really use, bay windows and stuff. So definitely, naturally, you will get a bigger unit for sure.
So to focus into what you said just now, a resale nearby could be hovering at around 1,006 to 1,008 per square foot. For the newer era ones like 2010 all the way up to 2018, 2020, right, theirs will be hovering around 2,000 to maybe 2,004 per square foot.
Normal.
So if all the resale properties here actually have such a big gap as compared to the resale properties that are happening here, then is it naturally for us to feel that the resale prices will go up?
If we can see from the chart, let's say we talk about the very old one, maybe 1,007, there's a price gap of almost 1,000.
$1,000 price gap. Does it mean that resale properties can go up in price very quickly also? There's a big gap.
There's a big gap in terms of PSF. But of course, I think nowadays in the market, we do see that buyers, they are not as sensitive to the PSF as much as the total quantum. So later on in the videos, we're going to show you whether the size together with the low PSF, will they actually be impacted by the new launches or not?
Yes.
We are quite curious to find out.
And just now we were talking about the average prices of the resale condos depending on their age. But there is this specific selection of era or condos that are highly impacted by the new launch prices, not in a positive way. And if you are one of the owners here that belong to this list and some that we haven't even shown here, you really need to watch this video. This is really important.
Hey Vivian, why are these condos in this list? How do you shortlist these condos over here? Because some people might ask.
That's a very good question. So if you zoom into the condos that are listed here, they actually TOP between 2022 all the way up to 2024 or even 2025. And if you remember and recall, in terms of size, they are smallest compared to the older ones, but in terms of the newest one, they are the biggest. And how does it affect you if you're owners holding on to such properties is due to the quantum. So what do we actually mean? We are going to run through a few case studies as well. But before that, if you have enjoyed our content so far, would you take a moment to like and subscribe to our channel? And if you belong to what is suddenly done? I can't focus. And if you belong to a homeowner here that is in the list or not in this list, as a city fringe owner, you want to do a property health check to analyze to see how does the future new launches impact you. Is it positively or negatively? You can reach out to us. Our numbers here, both is the same. And at the same time, join us in our Telegram community.
I think adding on to what Vivian said, this is not something that is very loud in your face. It's something that actually affects you quietly without you knowing. It's just, government released this news, right? Then actually it doesn't affect your condo, not pertaining to your condo, but it have ripple effects that will impact the demand towards your unit. So I think it's something quite dangerous and scary, which is also why we also encourage our clients to do a property health check every 2 to 3 years, just to keep abreast, not just for your pricing, but of related to the government policies as well.
And why do we think that prices will impact some owners positively and others negatively? Is because a lot of people keep looking at land prices increase. Everybody look at the price, but a lot of homeowners have not been aware of the full effect of harmonization.
A lot of them, they will just say, oh, the new launches, the PSF very high, my PSF very low leh, sure can catch up one.
And my size is very big, theirs is very small. Everybody like big size. My sure is more valuable.
My bigger unit lah, very livable lah. You go and buy the new one so small, PSF so high.
So is it really true? We're going to run through a few case studies.
We're going to show you 2 case studies here. One where we recommend for you to sell, and also another one where we recommend you don't sell. First case study we're going to use here is pertaining to properties near to the Queenstown MRT station. In this regard, we got Stirling Residences, which is one of the newer resales over there. Landscaping is good, demand is strong because it's project, mega development. If you don't know, Stirling means you stay very far away probably. And then we are also comparing it with Penrith, which is a new launch. This will be the new development that is under harmonization. Now we are going to compare these 2 projects, Stirling Residences and Penrith. Vivian, as a buyer, right? Let's say if we have a $2 million budget, would you choose a 2+ study, 786 square feet? Or would you go for 3 bedrooms for the same price?
I will go and see the 3 bedroom first.
Naturally, we will go and see the 3 bedrooms because 3 bedrooms usually is associated with more of a livability for the family.
And at $2 million, did you know that back then when it was launched, buyers actually had the choice to buy between a resale or a new? And Jay is going to elaborate more on how these 2 units are like.
So when we compare the floor plans, this one is the one for Penrith at 786 square feet. And then this one is the one for Stirling, also 786 square feet. When we really examine, because we mentioned that we will be seeing the 3 bedrooms first, so we have to be very careful in terms of how they allocate the space.
Because a lot of people will naturally think, 786 squeeze into a 3 bedroom. Am I really compromising my lifestyle? Am I compromising my livability or not? So over here, we specially put in the dimensions for the individual room and the space just to give you a comparison of is it really true that you're compromising in terms of living.
So when we deep dive into the sizes, for Stirling Residences, we have 28 square meters compared to the one for Penrith, 26. But out of this 28 square meter that we can see, a good proportion of it is actually eaten up by the walkway. When we look at Stirling Residences floor plan, firstly, the balcony is very big at 10.2 square meters, Penrith at 5 square meters. So here, easily we have another 5 square meter more compared to the one for Penrith. And then aircon latch is also considered as part of the floor space for Stirling Residences, which is almost 3 square meters. So when I add these two up together, the access compared to Penrith, right, is almost 8 square meter already. I can do one more bedroom come out based on the space here. And if we really dive in deeply, we can see that for Stirling Residences, their 28.4 square meters actually includes the study space as well. Whereas for Penrith, this one is 26.
And even for the room size, if you think that your room is compromising, actually it's not. Because if you look at the common bedroom, for example, this is 8.4 square meters and this is 8 square meters. So it's just a difference of about 0.4 square meters.
Very small lah.
Next, we look at the master bedroom because honestly, it's the most important thing. 14.2 square meters. No doubt it is bigger by 20 square feet approximately. But you also want to understand, by compromising just these 20 square feet from the layout, but you get an extra bedroom.
Do you think that it's okay for you if your master bedroom smaller a bit, but you got one more extra bedroom come out that you can do so much with it?
Confirm. I can put my extra wardrobe area.
Put wardrobe, never mind, have one more study table also.
Correct. So this is the perfect example of why the new launches might not be able to bring up the price for a resale property. Because just imagine, buyers now have a choice to choose between a 3-bedder versus a 2-bedder. So in the future, if both is selling at the same price, which one will the buyer choose?
Definitely, I would choose the 3-bedder.
So in this sense, right, if the 3-bedder would want to sell at a $300,000 profit, for example, and the 2 bedrooms here, if you own one, you want to grow another same price, $300,000 profit. Is it easy to achieve this price if you are comparing to the 3-bedder lah? Because a buyer were to go into Queenstown, for example,
Right.
definitely they'll compare between these. I want 3 bed means I want 3 bed. I cannot be 2 bed, but
Very hard to make one more come out.
correct.
Lah.
But if I am a 2-bedroom buyer, my budget, I can buy a 3 bed. Will I buy a 3 bed? I will. That's why if Penrith is able to sell at 300,000 profit, I think your profit will be limited.
There will always be a price gap between a 2+ study and a 3 bedrooms over in this area.
In this case, if you are owner, you look through your nearby surrounding new launches that transacts the same price as yours and yours belong to the smaller unit type. Then we encourage you to seriously think of selling before the new launch DOBs.
Now, Penrith with 3 bedrooms, no more stock already. So you should do it now rather than in the future when they start to sell. So this is the good time for you to let go of this particular unit type.
And another, most importantly, Penrith, the 2 bedrooms that are selling at an average of 1.6, 1.8 plus million, average lah.
So you also not just compete with the 3 bedroom, you also compete with the 2 bedroom of Penrith, where they have to pay so much more just to have one more study room.
If yours doesn't pop up here, you have any doubts, you can reach out to us.
Okay, next case study. This sits on top of Redhill MRT station. Both are asking 3 million. This is resale, Artra, 5 years old. This is Penrith, new one. A lot of agents, they'll say, hey, new one, same price as old one. Go for the new one. New one is safer because you are the first owner. You enter at the same price as everybody.
But is it really true? We want to explore these case studies together.
So if you currently own this unit at Artra, then the question is, should we sell or not? Or should we wait for Penrith to push up my price?
This is going to be a very exciting example because just now we say that if you hold on to the resale, faster sell a resale. But now this could be opposite.
So when we look at Penrith, this is 1066 square feet, 3-bed, 3-bath.
No wasted space, aircon latch not counted, harmonized, best.
Master bedroom also big.
Usually that's what people will tell you. But it's really a nice layout. You look at the master bedroom, even like the wardrobe and the bedroom size over here is very nice space. Still got space to put a dressing table here. Then in terms of kitchen, got window, got
The store can
storage.
also.
So it's a very nice layout. No
Very
nice.
efficient, 1066 with no complaints. Let's look at the competitor. Resale option over here, Artra, 1227 square feet. So first of all, this is pre-harmonized. So let's just calculate it to post-harmonized. We just use a simple calculation of 7%. So size now is 1141 square feet.
Without the aircon latch, balcony, excessive things.
Yes, still larger than the other one lah.
Which works out to be,
1141 square feet.
so just now Penrith was 1055, Artra is 1141 square feet. Still bigger by 100 square feet.
But when we look at this layout, I see the living room. I feel that you have a landscape living dining here. And if the view from here is good, then wow, I think it's something that I will seriously consider. On the high side, when we just see that on the floor plan, it's not very squarish.
Correct.
Really not very scary. You see like, wow, Jay, the shape a bit triangle. But when we really zoom inside the layout, we see that the rooms, living room, bedroom, generally is still squarish. Only difference is over here, where they actually make use of this space to carve out a walk-in wardrobe, which I feel that is very clever. And then the same size, we do have the other layout, also 1227 square feet.
I like this one, more straightforward.
The only slanted thing is the balcony, but it's okay.
This one also got landscape format living room. What is this?
TB box. Can use as storage with the shoes together.
This one very nice. I like the landscape format living area. And kitchen is also in a nice shape. Comes with yard and then got utility area. Then of course this is a 3+ study. There's this study that Jay just now was arguing that this like so small the space.
Yeah,
but Jay can put cabinet. Like to buy things, right? You can put your nice plate, nice glass here.
Can.
It's also a space, right? You see this one you can put me.
I mean here. Can lah, why cannot? Can lah.
But essentially, we can see that even the master bedroom size is also very, 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 very big. So when I take out the aircon latch and all, we realize that when resale buyers go and visit and compare between Artra and Penrith, Penrith might lose.
Yeah, because now we are trying to simulate 3 years later, 4 years later, how it's going to be like.
And Jay was very excited to show you all this because what is Artra's view?
This particular layout, we went to do research. The view of the unit is... Jajang! So it looks towards the southern seas. You can see over here. I purposely take picture of the balcony railing here to show you that this is taken from the unit.
So small, cannot see.
I mean, on picture, it doesn't look so big, but real life, when you step into the balcony, I can assure you the view of the sea is very clear.
In Penrith, I think if you go towards the much higher floors, you might not be able to see sea view also. Just imagine you're in the heart of the city, but you still can see sea view.
That is something not easy to get.
Yeah, and when we are looking at unit types like these, like 3-bedders, 4-bedders, 5-bedders, people usually are buying for own stay and we serve so many buyers, we know their thinking of it is always very emotional.
Correct. So can you imagine they step into this unit? Firstly, they see the living room, landscape, living, dining. It feels very wide. Then they slowly step into the balcony. They have this view, and surely this unit is very windy one. There's not much blockage in front. So they step onto the balcony. All the wind come, then it's very bright, very nice layout. I feel that in this case, I would actually prefer this more than the new launch.
Correct. With 100 square feet more, with better view. Location also right beside MRT, right?
Yes.
The resale unit inside, I think some got marble. Don't quote us, I can't remember. Some have marble finishings.
Yeah.
So it's really atas one. And I was serving an owner there, and she is a CCR buyer. No CCR she won't buy one, but she told me that she don't understand why she will buy Artra. But the moment she stepped in, she really can feel that the property is being designed in a very good way, all with quality finishings. And that's why ultimately she considered Artra.
Do you think that with 3 million, will she buy Penrith?
No, she will. It's very hard because buyers of CCR, they really only want CCR. In fact, she told me that when she went to visit Artra, the agent brought her there. She's like, why you bring me to this kind of place? Sad to say it's like that. Some CCR buyers.
But more traditional.
Yeah.
But what we want to say here is sometimes give your agent a chance. Sometimes they step into the unit before they know how it feels. Then you never thought of staying there. Right? End up you like there more than other places.
But anyway, we digress. But in short, if you currently own a property in Artra that is this kind of layout, please hold. Because just wait until Penrith TOP. The buyers definitely will compare your unit to their unit.
Just 5 years difference, I think not so bad in terms of the age. Because some people say, hey, don't buy the too old ones. But I think this age range is still quite healthy.
You still belong to the newer condos, bigger size, which is still what people value. Near MRT, quality finishing, good view, big size, everything.
And it serves its purpose as a 3-bed, 3-bath. All the rooms can fit in a queen bed. You got an enclosed kitchen. Yeah, all the functions are there without much compromise. So I think that this is something that I feel that Penrith will actually help them to push up the price in a few years' time.
So should you sell now or after Penrith?
1, 2, 3.
After Penrith. After Penrith. So this is the perfect example of new launch price will help you to push up your property price.
That's why we are saying that if you're unsure of how does your unit withstand against the new launches, then reach out to us. Because for Artra, maybe the different unit type, maybe not worth it to keep. Because now we're just giving an example of the 3 bedrooms.
The smaller layouts might not be worth it also.
It's a very case-by-case basis. And second location we're going to look at is at the Dakota and the Katong area.
District 50!
Yeah! If you have known, we have a couple of big projects over there, and I feel all the more it's important to choose the right unit. That's the first most important thing. The second most important thing is when should we let go of our unit. So just now earlier on, we already shown you which is a scenario is better for you to let go earlier and which is another scenario where it's better for you to let go of a unit later. A lot of people know how to buy the house. A lot of people don't know when to sell the house. And this is why we are sharing all this with you so that you are aware of what are the things to take note of. But I think for the detailed analysis, you do have to reach out to us.
Correct. So in District 15, the first one that was launched was Grand Dunman, followed by Tembusu Grand, followed by Emerald of Katong. We purposely chose these 3 projects in the same district because just now in the case studies, it's all different locations. But now we are going to use these 3 projects as a single case study to show you, right, really everything is by case basis. What do we actually mean? If you are a Grand Dunman owner, will the future new launches actually help you push up your price? Launches such as Tembusu Grand, launches such as Emerald of Katong. Vice versa, if you are Tembusu Grand owner, will these 2 help you to push up price? And lastly, if you are Emerald of Katong owner, will the past few launches help you or not? Are you in advantage or not? This is what we want to talk about right now.
So in this slide, we can see both layouts here of Grand Dunman and Emerald of Katong. The first most important question here is, will you in future pay 2 million for 2+ study, or will you pay 2.2 million for a 2+ study?
This is a trick question, is it?
Yeah.
Essentially, it means will you pay $200,000 more for a 2+ study lah?
Yes, another 200,000 more.
Okay, when talking about 2-bedroom, price tend to be a bit more sensitive. But come, let's show them.
We got the first launch over here, Grand Dunman, that was non-harmonized. The 2+ study, we can see over here, sizes range from 775 797. Based on the average transaction price, you've seen here, they've done between 1.94 to 2 million. And now we see people are asking in the Property Guru, price range from 2.15 to 2.4 million.
Don't know whether can sell or not lah, but this is their listed price.
This is the range of the asking prices over here. Emerald of Katong, the first harmonized brand new launch in that area.
Which is the newest kid in that district.
Correct. And that time, every day the show flat so many people, even Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, apart from weekend.
Correct. And first day sold.
Almost finished.
Almost finished. Left 1 bedrooms. My buyer want to buy, cannot buy. I remember that.
Oh my God. But there's a good reason why. Because for the same 2+ study, based on this, we can see that one of the sizes here, 775 square feet versus one of the layouts here, 689 square feet, right? The difference is about 86 square feet. So are you thinking that the one for the bigger unit, Grand Dunman, will be more livable in terms of the space? Because you're buying 86 square feet more.
Not only livable, is it more value for money? And if you own a property like this, does it also mean that your price will appreciate more? Because bigger then confirm I can ask for a better price.
Right.
True. We're going to break it down together.
Because we also think that we buy higher, bigger unit, we sell higher, also because we got a bigger unit. So we drill down the floor plans. I'll be taking this example of 689 square feet versus the 775 square feet. Okay. In terms of the living space, 26 square meter versus Grand Dunman's 28 square meter, just 2 square meter difference. Okay, so living room over here, living room smaller by 2 square meter. Then now we compare the master bedroom size, 11 square meter is the same. Balcony, smaller by 1 square meter. I think not a big issue. So we just log it down. And then of course the common bedroom, again another 1 square meter difference, which is not a lot. Another one, the common bedroom, which is smaller by 1 square meter. I don't think the difference is a lot as well. Follow on toilet, 5 square meter is the same. So what is the main difference here will be the aircon latch. There's an extra 4 square meter space. And then lastly, the study room is the same, 4 square meter. So when we add up all these differences, it is minus 8 square meter. This is about the difference of the 86 square feet difference that we see. All these for 200,000.
So it. We also have to put ourselves in the shoes of the future buyers, right? Will the future buyers come in to see a unit in Grand Dunman, then they think, wow, this living room is bigger by 2 square meter. And when I go to the balcony, it's so much more spacious, 1 square meters more different. Then, of course, there's an extra aircon ledge. And because of that, I want to pay $200,000 more. Is it actually possible? So it also still goes back to the same thing that why we want to share this with you is because a bigger space does not actually mean that it is value for money. And in cases like this where we see that most of the allocated extra space is things that buyers are not able to touch and feel. So buyers are getting more and more savvy. They actually go in to a unit. Even now, I conduct resale viewing, the buyer will say, hey, harmonized or not?
Correct.
Nowadays, harmonized or not? Foyer is wasted space. So can you imagine in the future when the buyers compare?
Even more stringent.
Because now the per square foot is so high. Paying
1 square feet more
is $2,000 to
Correct.
$3,000 more. So they want to be able to justify the space that they are paying for. And in this case, Grand Dunman, even though it's 86 square feet bigger, but based on what we see, we already know it's not actually any bigger than what Emerald of Katong is. So if you are owner of Grand Dunman,
Before Emerald of Katong, more units come out for sale. I think if you have an offer that you are considering, just take and move on.
especially for those of you who actually bought at a lower price, if you can sell, you are already able to exit at a profit, please go, because there is a lot of supply that's upcoming, there's a lot of competition that are coming, and you want to sell at a higher price.
A lot of cheaper competition that is almost have the same living space as you.
But yet, they bought cheaper than you, and the most important thing is they can afford to sell lower than you.
Now we move on to another example, also in the District 15. We have Tembusu Grand, which is the non-harmonized new launch. And just across the street, we have Emerald of Katong, harmonized. So size over here is 667 square feet versus 624 square feet.
Tembusu Grand was the last harmonized project, and Emerald of Katong was the first harmonized project in District 15 that time.
So in this case, because just now we saw that having the smaller size is better in terms of the efficiency. So in this case, this time round, is Emerald of Katong better buy compared to Tembusu? Or as a Tembusu Grand owner, will I feel more comfortable to hold on to this property and wait for Emerald of Katong to push up my price?
Just now, in comparison, we saw that Grand Dunman versus Emerald of Katong. Emerald of Katong is actually the better project to hold on to in terms of
They are 2+ study.
their 2+ study. So now when we go to another project, which is Tembusu Grand and Emerald of Katong, these things is different because over here, we want to really see is harmonized project really better.
So let's compare the size, right? This one, luckily, not too many things to compare. Straightforward over here. Living and kitchen, 24 square meters, is the same as Emerald of Katong, right? Balcony also 5 square meters. Common bedroom is the same with common bath. So now we're going to dive deep into the floor plans. This one is quite straightforward because it's just 2 bedrooms. So really the main difference here is just a slightly bigger master bedroom together with the aircon ledge at 3 square meters. But what is the main difference here? Main difference here is that for Tembusu Grand, the median price of the owners, they actually entered at only 1.655 million. So with a very similar livable space that we get over in Emerald of Katong, people have to pay almost 1.73 million. In future, both of them want to sell for a 200,000 profit. Vivian, which one you think is easier? Although Tembusu Grand is slightly larger, but we have seen from the comparison here is that the sizes in terms of the livable space is quite similar. So now you have something that for 200k profit, the owner can sell you at 1.86 versus the one across the road for 1.92. The same 2 bedroom. Which one will you be keen to buy for that kind of pricing? 1.86 for Tembusu Grand versus 1.92 for Emerald of Katong.
I think it really depends because if you see and compare between Tembusu Grand's finishing versus Emerald of Katong, there is already a difference. But when we are looking at 2 bedrooms, there is also a big pool of buyers who are investors.
Right.
So even though the price quantum between these versus these, we can see that it is not very far apart. It's probably what 60,000 difference?
Not a lot
60,000
lah,
difference in terms of purchase price. But for some investors who are very focused in terms of the overall rental yield, for example, or maybe even the per square foot, this can be a very important thing that they want to look at. And in this sense, layout not so different, but in price point, Tembusu Grand could be a better choice for many investors out there.
So for investors, especially those traditional ones, they're extremely sensitive to the per square foot price. So it makes more sense to buy something like this because the per square foot that I can get is more than $200 PSF cheaper than the one for Emerald of Katon. And in the same area, more or less the rental should be quite similar lah. Not much difference. So with this, I not only enjoy a lower per square foot, also I get to buy at a slightly lower price. And I think that as an investor for 2 bedrooms, I'm more likely to go for this. Does not mean that harmonized project is really better. It depends on the unit type. And in this case, if I'm an Emerald of Katong owner, I would say that I would want to let go earlier rather than late for this particular unit type if I bought it at a medium price or above.
So we have seen all the transactions just now, and you will realize that all of those have already happened. They are history. Key question now is, how do we apply what we have seen just now to the future launches that are upcoming? So we're going to pull out one last case study, which is towards the Thomson area, because a blockbuster launch is coming very soon.
Everybody's waiting for it.
Thomson Reserve, right?
As an owner holding properties nearby, right, we also have to consider, will this launch, right, help to bring up my price or will it actually challenge my unit?
Especially since Thomson Reserve, the hearsay indicative price is actually quite high. We are expecting about 2.8 to 3K.
Yes.
So if you are a resale owner in the surrounding, is your price going to go up?
Depend.
It really depends. So
Right.
we are going to take one last case study because this video is so lengthy, taking you to Jadescape. And this time, instead of picking out the specific unit types, we are going to show you how we actually break down different unit types to tell you which are the ones that you can hold on and which are the ones that you probably need to consider. But of course, it won't be as detailed. But if you're not so sure, as usual, just reach out to us. We are happy to do a property health check with you as well.
Over here, based on the trends that we have noticed, we have detailed over here some of the sizes that are typically associated with the different unit types. For example, 2 bed, 1 bath in the market nowadays, we see between 520 to 570 square feet. And then so on, we can see from the table over here. And we did also a spread of the pricing from 2007 all the way to 3002. So in this example, we are going to use 2 main factors to determine the competitiveness versus your unit. Firstly is the size of the unit. The second is the PSF. So that will give us an indicative price range, which we will use to evaluate against our current resale units. And in this space, we are taking a range between 2008 to 3000 to evaluate.
Correct. So how do we determine the size is basically based on the average harmonized launches that have launched so far. So their sizes, one thing you notice, a common trend is the size is smaller than the older projects. And in fact, 700 square feet, 2 bed, 2 bath was what size in the resale market? A 2 bed, 1 bath?
2 bed, 1 bath.
And a 3 bedder or 900 square feet to 1030 square feet was like a 3 bedroom compact. And for 4 bedroom, this was 1120 was the size of a big 3 bedder in the past, or even a 2 bedroom for the older projects. So the key question now is, if you are an owner in Jadescape, will your resale price increase since you own a bigger unit in comparison to the new launches?
Let's look at the first example. 2 bed, 2 bath. So we have 2 kind of 2 bed, 2 bath for Jadescape. The first one at 764 square feet versus one more at 775 square feet.
Notice here that some of the layouts we actually put in that you should sell and some is maybe. So weird, right? Do you all find that it's weird why we put our words like that?
I think as what we are trying to explain, right? We have to really drill down to see the floor plan, the pricing done, and then we have to compare it with the possible price and sizes that are coming for the new launch. So even for 2 bed, 2 bath, in this example, right, for this one, the reason why I say sell, right, because most of the new launches, the developers nowadays very smart. They will do tuck-in kitchen for the 2-bed 2-bath because they realize that actually sells better. The one for Jadescape, 764 square feet. If have tuck-in kitchen, I will consider, but this one don't have. And they have done a pricing of between 1.8 to 1.84 already. So if we compare to the 2-bed 2-bath sizes of possibly the new launches upcoming, if they size it between 610 to 700, I would say that it could be the same price or even cheaper. And that may come with a tuck-in kitchen. But if we compare with the one over here, 775 square feet, in fact, this one just about 10 square feet bigger. But this one, we have windows over in the kitchen and the bathrooms. Very rare even for the new launches. This one done 1.8, 1.9, just 50,000 more compared to this other layout. Then this layout for 775 square feet, even when I deduct away the 7% at 720 square feet, if I compare it with the upcoming launch price, I think that this one is quite competitive. So for me, this 2-bedroom type is a maybe.
If let's say developer put this with a very low floor, this could be potentially cheaper. I will see the price. See, we are also unsure at this point because we also want to know how developers will build the units.
There's no fixed answer.
Correct.
It's really case by case, it's tangible also, which is more important that you have someone that is regularly invested or regularly monitoring the market to see. Last one we have here, Jadescape 3-bed 3-bath. 3-bed 3-bath over here, 1152 square feet. We take away the harmonize. We try to harmonize it at 7% down, 1071 square feet. Actually, to be honest, nothing wrong with the layout. But my issue here is that nowadays the 4-bedrooms that they are building for new launches is almost the same size or can be smaller. Furthermore, this one already done 2.9 to 3 million. So if the 4-bedrooms over here sell between 3.1 to 3.3, then I will most likely consider the 4-bedrooms. In this case, if I'm a Jadescape owner of a 3-bed 3-bath, especially one more balcony here, which I may not even use.
In resale market, it's always much harder when the units we sell have 2 balconies because a balcony is deemed as wasted space. And usually people won't enjoy 2 balconies. They'll just put one as storage.
And furthermore, this layout, you already have the yard area to sun your clothes. Some small units, like 2-bedroom with 2 balcony, of course, one they use for lounging, one they use to hang clothes. But this one, there's really no need to use 2 balconies over here.
Say overall as an own stay unit is really nice, but why it matters, why is it important for you is because in the future, people who have this amount of budget, let's say a $3.2 to $3.5 million budget, if yours is going to sell at $3.2 to $3.4 million budget in the next 3 to 4 years, when Thomson Reserve TOPs and these owners, the 4-bedroom owners, also enter about the same price. They also want to sell the same price as you. Then it becomes a struggle for you because buyers will now compare again. Then it's going back to again, with the same amount of budget, buyers can buy a brand new unit with an extra bedroom. So it's not really about livable anymore. It's about what is the value that the future buyers will get. It's just like today I was doing a consultation with buyer. I always tell them, and it's the same for you too. Like when we are buying a property, we cannot just think from perspective of I just to enjoy, but we have to buy for future buyers, the future generations. Are they going to buy the houses from me or not? And in a lot of cases, in 5 years down the road, people who are now 25 years old will be 30 years. They are the savvy ones. They will think about, with my limited amount of budget, should I buy a 3-bedder or a 4-bedder? And in many cases, because of harmonization, even though the PSF can be higher, but overall quantum is still something that they want to look for. And based on that budget, they get the best out of their budget.
And the way the new builds are being done, the layout is very efficient. Even when you step into the unit, I think won't lose the old ones.
Correct. And in a lot of cases, like this kind got big balcony, got extra aircon ledge. These are the kind that people will say, oh, waste of space. I don't want to pay so much for this. So this is where your profits will get limited as well. To sum up, if you're a Jadescape owner who owns a 3-bed 3-bath, our answer is sell your property.
It's time to move on.
So what is the key takeaway we want to share over here is, contrary to the common belief that new launch is always better than resale properties, actually based on what we have seen so far, we know that not all applies. Not because of harmonization, that's why your property is lagging. It all boils down to your layout, your price, and the upcoming future supply to determine whether you should sell. And I think you have seen the work and the amount of research that Jay and I usually do. If you require a property health check with regards to your property as well, you can reach us at our contact number over here.
My takeaway is PSF is not everything.
Yeah, actually future buyers focus on
Quantum and efficiency.
Just now we only touched on one resale property. I don't think we have the capacity to say everything in one video.
All this will be a future resale also. These are the projects that will be your future competition, or will it be your future benefactor? We're not sure yet. As mentioned, it depends on case-by-case basis. Just near to the Thomson area, we will have an estimated 1,400 units that will be upcoming for sale. In future, there will be resale properties. And nearby in the Chuan area, we have about 1,009. So total add up, we have about 3,004 units. Of course, we have different unit types that will be available for sale, be it the new launch on the resale market next time. Depending on your unit type, you should be very wary about their pricing and their floor plans that they will be releasing here. And eastern areas that are near to town, western areas that are near to town, these people that don't mind staying there, they will also not mind staying near town. So these are the properties in the RCR region that is also near town. For example, like Ori, okay, this one is at Toa Payoh. In fact, it's closer to town compared to Thomson. Then of course, we got Penrith. One of the examples that we mentioned earlier on, Canning Hill Piers, One Marina Gardens, Zion Grand, all these add up to a total of about 4,700 units. So in the next slide, we'll show you the total number of units that will be TOPing between 2028 to 2030.
I think there's so many projects here and so many number of units. How does it actually impact you? Some of you might be clear winners and some of you will not benefit with so many supply upcoming. But in general, I do see that 2 bedrooms and smaller 3 bedrooms, they tend to fall under this portion where they are in a very dangerous zone.
That means your 3 bedrooms are not so big but then very expensive. Then the new ones upcoming, the 3 bed, 3 bath or even the 4 bedrooms are same price as you.
Correct. For big layouts, I think it's still quite okay. And most importantly, a list of projects here that is going to TOP. If you belong to owners here, some of projects here have not been harmonized yet, like Reserve Residences, Woods. There are also quite a few that is not here as well. You do want to plan your exit properly. Like what Jay has mentioned, you have already done a very good job, right, in purchasing a property. But how do you secure your profits? It's all about when you sell. How do you sell? So if you actually want to know more, you can reach out to us via our contact number here. We're happy to walk you through your property journey together.
And just to stress again, not all units should sell first. Some we hold it. We will write on the new launches to help push up our price.
Correct.
So it's case by case basis.
So we hope you enjoy our content. Remember to like and subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you in our next video.